Hello everyone, welcome back to An Italian in My Kitchen. I am Erica and today I thought we would make a very traditional Italian recipe. This recipe is called Fisherman's bread, also known as pane del pescatore in Italian. It's basically a cross between a cookie, a scone, and a biscuit. It has a hard shell and then it's tender and soft inside. It's very good, filled with raisins and nuts. We're gonna use pine nuts and chopped almonds, and it's just very good. You would find it typically in markets in Florence or usually in northern Italy. My grandmother used to make it here and there, sometimes for breakfast. So it's perfect with coffee and tea, and I just thought this would be a great snack if you want to make it for when people come over, and it's something different that you can make and talk about. So let's go make it. We're going to start by soaking half a cup of raisins into boiling water, just enough that it covers them, for about 20 minutes. Then drain them well and set aside. And then preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius, and then line 1 or 2 baking sheets with parchment paper. Then take a large bowl, and in this bowl we're going to add 2 1/4 cups plus 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour, half a cup of granulated sugar, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and a pinch of salt. And we'll whisk this all together. And then we'll add 1/3 cup of softened butter, so butter at room temperature, and also 2 large eggs and 2 egg yolks. And we'll mix this all together until almost combined. You could use your hands, a fork to start, and then keep going with your hands, or a mixer, which is probably the easiest thing to use. If your dough does feel a little bit drier, it might be because your flour has a different consistency compared to the flour that was used in the recipe. Then just add a little bit more butter. I'll start with 1 tablespoon of butter and see how that goes. So it definitely does feel much better than it did with that extra little bit of butter that we added. And now we add our nuts and raisins to the mix. 3 tablespoons of pine nuts, our half a cup of raisins, and 1/4 cup of coarsely chopped almonds. And we'll mix this all together again until combined. The dough should be pretty soft. Then lightly flour a flat surface. We're going to move our dough on top of it and form a ball with it. Then divide the ball into 10 to 12 smaller balls. Place them on your prepared tray, and we'll just put them on top, just like that, and lightly flatten them. Let's make our sugar water now. That's going to go on top of our Fisherman's bread. So we need to take a small pot, and in this pot we're going to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of water, and 1 to 2 teaspoons of granulated sugar. I have 2 teaspoons in here. We'll add it to the pot and we'll bring it to a boil. And after it comes to a boil, continue to cook for another 2 to 3 minutes. Take it off the heat and let it cool at room temperature before we brush it on top of our bread. You can make this sugar water, but you could also just brush an egg or some milk on top of our Fisherman bread. And then just sprinkle some sliced almonds on top. Sprinkle or just kind of stick to the bread. the almonds. And now all is left to do is to bake them for about 20 to 25 minutes. And here we have our Fisherman's bread. Let it cool for about 10 minutes on this baking sheet, and then we'll take it off and place it on top of the cooling rack to cool completely. Okay, so here we have our Fisherman's bread, or pane del pescatore, and now all is left to do is to try it. Look how pretty they are. They're so big. They do look like a bread, like a roll, but they also feel more like a scone or a biscuit, which is amazing. I love that. They smell really, really good. Look at that. Ooh. Can you see? It looks amazing, it smells amazing. Buon appetito. So good. I love pine nuts. They are so, so good. There's not enough recipes with pine nuts, I find. Or I haven't made enough recipes with pine nuts. They're so good. I think you should try them. You can also add some butter or jam to it. Make it like you would eat a scone, and it just tastes so, so good. Or you can have it just like that with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and it's just perfect. It's so delicious. And as we said, it has a harder exterior, and then inside it's nice and soft. It's so good. So I hope you make this recipe. If you do, let me know in the comment section below what you thought of it. And as always, you'll find all the ingredients, links, and measurements in the description box. And if you like videos like this, subscribe, like this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.